My name is Rodney Bloom. I'm a father of a young boy who passed away 2 years ago from a Ewing sarcoma. It was a surreal experience. I mean, one can never believe it, and one doesn't believe it ever happens to you. You know, one lives a normal life, beautiful family, everything going well, and next minute something like this hits you and your whole life is turned upside down. I believed it was a battle he was always going to beat. Rowan died in hospital on the 15th of April 2016. He was only 14. And that's when life changed forever. Rowan, he had a very strong personality. He was a great sportsman. He had a lot of belief in himself. He had great plans. A couple of weeks later, I was sitting around a table with some very close friends, and we were about to start a foundation, the Rowan Bloom Foundation. I made a promise to myself that Rowan was not going to be another cancer statistic. And Rowan being larger than life, and my son, I just decided that this wasn't going to happen. It was about Rowan's legacy and trying to keep Rowan's legacy alive.
I'm Dr. Michelle Mehring. I'm a pediatrician by profession, and I've been practicing palliative care for the last 14 years, and I'm the CEO of PedsPal. PedsPal is a non-governmental organization that provides pediatric palliative care to children and their families, both in the public and the private sector. I first met Rowan when he was actually in the oncology ward at Red Cross Children's Hospital, and then I actually journeyed with the family at home, in the private hospitals, back at Red Cross, throughout the whole end-of-life phase of his disease. So I was there shortly after he died, and it was a difficult scene. Lovely boy, cut down in his prime, with all his family around him, obviously very distraught. And as much as I've witnessed this scene several times in my career, it's never easy.
Subsequent to Rowan's passing, myself and Michelle kept in contact, and we used to have chats, and the topic that came up was that she had been trying for many years to try and open a facility, an inpatient facility where children can be treated in their final days.
There are no children's hospices in the city, and children mostly end up dying either at home or in hospital. You know, in 2018, that we don't have such a facility is mind-boggling, really.
I couldn't believe it didn't exist. I mean, I know there's hospice for adults, but you know, for children it was unthinkable. That was it. I found what we needed to do as the foundation. What happens in hospital is that the oncologists and the nurses and the supporting staff, they're there to try and save children. And unfortunately, when the child is terminal, the reality is that there's nothing that can be done. So they've got to still divide their time and energy, all happening where children were fighting for their lives and children were passing away, all in the same space. That's why a child being moved to a hospice is the right thing to do. When Rowan was in hospital in his final days, what would happen is that we would have to sleep on the couch outside because there just aren't facilities for the parents. Most families don't have the resources, and most children are passing away in their windy houses or their shacks. I just can't imagine what the child is going through and what the family's going through.
I've seen children dying under terrible circumstances, in shacks, the whole family on one bed, a leaking roof. It was absolutely clear that we needed a specialist facility accessible to all. I looked for many years for a suitable venue. We tried various public sector buildings, old dilapidated schools. I went into many tender arrangements with government, but unfortunately nothing was forthcoming. And then when I met Rod and we got chatting about this vision of mine, he was really keen to try and help us with this venture.
And I said, well, we need to buy a house. So she said to me, well, how are we going to buy a house? I said, I have no clue.
We decided, let's just go to Property 24 and see what's out there. And the first place that I found was really suitable. It was 1.5 kilometers from Red Cross. It had 7 bedrooms and 5 bathrooms. Where do you get a property like that? And of course we had to make an offer in 2 weeks' time, otherwise somebody else would have snapped this property up.
She went to have a look at it and phoned me and said, right, I found a house. This is the price, what should we do? So I said, well, let's buy it. She said, what do you mean let's buy it? I said, well, let's put in an offer. We've got nothing to lose. And we'll see. Well, let's get the offer in and we'll take a leap of faith. That's when I decided to make a few phone calls and call on some favors from friends. And within a few days, I had secured the finance to purchase this house.
I was away at a conference and Rod said he'd found the money.
I said, Michelle, I found the money for the house. There was a little bit of silence on the WhatsApp group, and then she came back and I mean, I wish I could have seen her reaction, but she was too far away.
And I actually couldn't believe it. I mean, in 14 years of being in the NGO sector, I've never been able to raise 5 million in 2 weeks or have somebody make such a commitment to purchasing a property. So the house will have around-the-clock medical care provided by specialist palliative care trained nurses with doctors on call. Apart from the beds for children, we will also have accommodation for parents. A real bed where they can actually sleep comfortably for a night. And we'll also have therapy spaces, counselling rooms, aromatherapy, music and art therapy. We'll have playrooms where they can interact with their brothers and sisters. And also people will just be able to go out into the garden and live life normally. We will also be admitting children who need extra symptom control, children that are not sick enough to be in hospital but not managing at home. And we will also be providing an opportunity for children to come and have respite care. So parents that are absolutely exhausted at the end of their tether looking after a chronically ill child can actually have a break, knowing that their child will be properly cared for in the facility. And this facility will be open to everyone. We won't turn anyone away. So now we have the house and the journey begins to secure ongoing support for its incredible future.
Cancer doesn't discriminate, and it really becomes a leveler. Every child and family should have the opportunity to receive love and care unconditionally. It will just let their child die with his dignity.
We prefer to be able to let children pass away in the comfort of their own homes, but sometimes that just isn't possible, and we find that we need to admit them to hospital. Now, a busy oncology ward is not an ideal place for a family to, sort of peace and serenity, give a dignified care for a dying child, and that's where the hospice comes in. Please give these guys all the support you can. This is vital work.
I'm always stressing out, thinking about what can we help for those people who are suffering with cancer, especially the children. Lonwabo was a lovely young boy. On the 24th of May 2016, he passed away. Before people die, they need to get a good care where they can enjoy their life, the last days. But if it's any donor, they can help us to fulfill this mission of getting a hospice. Everybody's there. We help each other.
I'm the mother of Anastasia Antonio. She was 10 years old when she was diagnosed with osteosarcoma. She passed away when she was 11 in August 2017. I just want to say to people that is going to support this beautiful and amazing idea. It will uplift the families especially, and also for the child, just to be with their family and loved ones on a daily basis. Even the outcome after you have lost your child, those beautiful memories will stay with the parents forever, because those are the special times that you want to remember, even if your child or your family member is no more there.
I feel this facility will be a gift during an incredibly difficult time, a time that most people actually just want to forget. So we're going to turn difficult times into actual happy times and good memories.